And diving straight back into the breaking story that we're bringing to our viewers, WhatsApp chats are now the topic of argument inside the Bombay High Court in Aryan Khan's bail hearing. Team Aryan, represented by Mukul Rohatgi, former Solicitor General, Satish Mane Shinde, some of the biggest lawyers in Mumbai and in the country, as a matter of fact, arguing for Aryan Khan on day 2 of his bail hearing in the Bombay High Court. They've argued that only WhatsApp chats, he's been jailed just for WhatsApp chats, and that there are no chats to support any kind of conspiracy theory that is being pushed by the Narcotics Control Bureau in its opposition to this bail, and that the WhatsApp chats were seen more in media than in court arguments. So a direct finger being pointed by Aryan Khan's legal team at the Narcotics Control Bureau over WhatsApp chats. Team Aryan also saying that electronic evidence has been tampered with. That's a big charge to make against the Narcotics Control Bureau. The High Court judge has also questioned the admissibility of these WhatsApp chats. So this entire controversy has blown open on the issue of WhatsApp chats, many of which have been revealed in the media in the last few days. Let's go straight across to India today. Sahil Joshi and Divyesh Singh, both of them live with me from outside the Bombay High Court. Sahil, to you first. The WhatsApp chats taking center stage now in the fiercely contested arguments that are happening right now inside the High Court. You've got Mukul Rohatgi and Aryan's legal team basically saying that none of these WhatsApp chats point to any kind of conspiracy as is being suggested by the Narcotics Control Bureau, and it is on the sole basis of these WhatsApp chats that Aryan Khan has been kept in jail for 20 days and counting. Sahil.
You know, the WhatsApp chats is definitely the center of discussion and arguments at this point of time, and it needs to be, because that is the sole reason why since last 1 year many people were arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau, including in this case. Now, Aryan Khan's WhatsApp chats, on the basis of that, Ananya Pandey was also called for questioning, and if you hear the arguments made in the Magistrate Court as well as in the Sessions Court, if you remember, every time Narcotics Control Bureau's Additional Solicitor General, who was representing Narcotics Control Bureau, used to show some of the chats to the judge, and privately, of course, and on the basis of that, the judge made an opinion. And if you read the Sessions Court's order, it clearly says that prima facie, looking at the things, the judge found that Aryan Khan might be part of kind of a conspiracy, drug dealing, and the charges made against him might be true, and that is the reason why he should not be released on the bail. Now, basically what the lawyers are trying to do is to destroy the WhatsApp chats argument here, and the argument is really interesting. What they are trying to do, in fact, the judge first asked the question with respect to WhatsApp chats, and they said that the WhatsApp chats are very old and have no connection to the incidents, is what the lawyers tried to tell them. Unfortunately, we see that the WhatsApp chat more in the media than in the court records. So basically they are charging that the WhatsApp chats are not part of the court record, whereas they have seen it in the media, which clarifies, I mean, the details of the WhatsApp chats are seen in the media but not in the court records.
Yeah.
So how are they supposed to argue? Yeah. On that, the judge asked him, Judge Samre asked Amit Desai, please correct me if I am wrong, the electronic evidence, that is the WhatsApp chat is part of the electronic evidence, it's done away in UK, that is United Kingdom. Rohatgi and Desai both have answered, yes, it is done away. UK has gone back to the old days, is what they have said. And then Desai says, Judge Samre asked him, so we have inherited it and still continuing. So judge made this quip saying that, we inherited it from the UK and we are continued with the WhatsApp chat as an evidence. On that, Desai clarifies that even if with a 65B, it cannot be part as an evidence. So 65B is a certificate which is given to say that these WhatsApp chats or whatever the electronic evidence recovered from the electronic devices is true, and the certificate is given by electronic expert who has downloaded those details from the electronic devices. So even with the 65B certificate, it is not an admissible evidence is what they are trying to say. In the end, I mean, it becomes more interesting that it's not part of the seizure, because the Panchnama doesn't mention that mobile phone has been seized, because Narcotics Control Bureau kept saying that they themselves handed over the mobile phones, like Aryan and Arbaz, themselves handed over the mobile phones to the investigating agency. So that's why it is not mentioned in the Panchnama. On that, Desai continues that the device is still not with us, that is with Aryan and Arbaz. But all that we see in the media, that some things are shown, but we don't know if it has been tampered with.
Yeah.
So basically, they are raising questions whether that evidence is tampered or not. That is the question that they have raised.
Sahil, I want to just bring your attention to one point. I want to bring Divyesh in on this as well.
Yeah.
Just to summarize what Sahil has said, because this is extremely important. It's very, very crucial to hear what Mukul Rohatgi has said in court. He says, I don't have these WhatsApp chats, so I am handicapped, says Aryan's legal defense. They say that these chats are being put out by the Narcotics Control Bureau. They have the chats, but they have chosen to mislead. So Team Aryan is saying this. So now, Divyesh, the onus, when the NCB now argues its case, they are going to be questioned by the High Court judge on this issue of these WhatsApp chats, because Team Aryan has basically said this has nothing to do with the drug bust case. This happened a long time ago. This happened in the United Kingdom. We have not been shared, copies of these WhatsApp chats. They have not been produced in court. They've only come out in the media.
Well, exactly, Shiv. As Sahil was pointing out, the discussion over here is regarding the WhatsApp chats. It revolves around the WhatsApp chats that have been found from Aryan Khan's phone, and these WhatsApp chats have been shown to the magistrate at the NDPS court, at the session court, where the bail was rejected. And these WhatsApp chats were shown to the sessions court judge by Narcotics Control Bureau to cite that there was a conspiracy going on. There was drug abuse earlier also that had happened. But the point that Aryan Khan's lawyers have raised in court right now is that the WhatsApp chats that are being used, that are being shown, are not with them. Another point they have raised is these WhatsApp chats that are being referred to do not have anything to do with the cruise bust case. So how can that be part of the conspiracy? Those chats date back from 2018, 2019. So how can they be used as evidence in this particular case, where you are talking about conspiracy for drug abuse, for drug procurement, for the cruise bust, on the cruise, on the Cordelia cruise that was going to sail on 2nd of October. So that is what the lawyers of Aryan Khan have pointed out. Let me read out that Rohatgi has also read that the person who has been arrested, the power of arrest takes you back to the Criminal Procedure Code section 50, takes you to the warrants and arrests. He reads out the section, and where he says that the person has to be told the ground of arrest so that he or she can call a lawyer, or so should be allowed. So this particular citation, this has been given because during the arrest, Aryan Khan was not found in possession of any kind of drugs. There was no drug found on Aryan Khan. There were drugs found on Arbaz Merchant. Also, Arbaz Merchant's lawyer, Amit Desai, has clearly cited that those 6 grams of charas was found from him. There was another 5 grams found on another person. But the case shows that total 11 grams of charas recovered. So how can that be considered? Because his client only had 6 grams on him as per the records shown by Narcotics Control Bureau. Again, Amit Desai raised a very important question, that he says that the CCTV has to be preserved because there was no drug recovered at all. So again he mentions that because there was no drug recovered, we will bring that up during trial, and that CCTV has to be saved, has to be preserved, so that that can be used by the defense during the trial of this particular case. As of now, they are seeking bail, and Mukul Rohatgi, Amit Desai both have strongly said that there is no conspiracy at all. For conspiracy, there has to be a meeting. People have to know each other. Here, Aryan Khan only knew Arbaz Merchant. Arbaz Merchant knew only Aryan Khan. They did not know anyone else on that particular cruise. Whoever has been arrested were not known to Aryan Khan, were not known to Arbaz Merchant. So this particular point that has been raised is considering the point that section 29 of NDPS has been invoked against Turkey. Shiv.
It's, this is getting more and more intense. The focal point of today's arguments have, come down to be on those WhatsApp chats. The Team Aryan has basically launched 6 big attacks on those chats, saying, A, we don't have copies of them. We don't know if they've been tampered with. The arrest has been the basis only on these WhatsApp chats. They were from earlier, so how could it be about a controversy? This happened in the UK, not in India. So all of these 6-point attack by Team Aryan on those WhatsApp chats in which Aryan is seen talking to Ananya, talking about cocaine and 80,000 rupees worth of ganja, etc., etc. I want to tell you, before I go back to the points being raised in court, and we're getting you the fastest and most accurate updates from inside court here on India Today, I want to tell you, and I want to remind all of our viewers who are tuning in right now, that Aryan Khan, if he doesn't get bail either today, tomorrow or the day after, that is by Friday, then the earliest he will get out of jail is on the 15th of November. The next 3 days, 27th, 28th and 29th of October are working days where his bail hearing will be heard. That is assuming he doesn't get bail today or tomorrow. 30th and 31st are weekends, so the court is obviously closed. And then from the 1st of November till the 12th of November is the Diwali vacation, so the High Court is closed. It only opens for very urgent cases and hearings. This will not probably apply in that case. And then 13th and 14th again is a weekend. And then 15th of November is the earliest date on which Aryan Khan will probably get his next hearing in case he doesn't get bail today, tomorrow or on Friday, the last 3 days before that long Diwali vacation. Sahil, coming back to you on that, he's, Aryan has already been in jail for 20 days. The legal defense has sounded justifiably exasperated, saying, the jail needs to be the exception in a case like this. Mukul Rohatgi and Satish Manishinde have argued that all of the information that the NCB has could have been collected on the first day, notice could have been provided and bail should have been granted at that time as well. But we are looking at an extreme scenario, Sahil, where Aryan Khan has been kept in jail for 20 days and the NCB is only adding more layers to its opposition to Aryan's bail. And they're going to do that next in court now also.
Well, that is bound to happen. We had seen in the past cases as well. We had seen this with Riya Chakravarti's case when there was actually no recovery from Riya Chakravarti. There was no case where the Riya Chakravarti was found in some kind of a raid where she was found in possession of the drugs. There were some WhatsApp chats recovered by the Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate first leaked it to the media, and after that NCB took over the case on the basis of those WhatsApp chats, and then they furthered the case and finally they arrested Riya Chakravarti. Similarly, here what we are seeing is that Aryan Khan, along with Arbaz Merchant, was apprehended at the cruise terminal, not even on the cruise. There, he was found with nothing on him. There was no drug test conducted on him. That is the argument which Mukul Rohatgi is trying to make. And on the basis, because there was somebody along with him who apparently, as per Narcotics Control Bureau, was recovered with 6 grams of charas. On the basis of that, on the presumption that Aryan Khan and Arbaz Merchant was together and they were supposed to have drugs inside the cruise, and that's why they were apprehended and then arrested eventually on the 3rd of October. So basically the argument is that rather than letting him go, the way they have allowed others also to go, some 3 people were released. Narcotics Control Bureau themselves have said that 10 people were apprehended first. After thorough interrogation, they were asked to go because nothing was found on them. Similarly, Aryan Khan's lawyers are saying the same thing, that even with Aryan Khan, there was nothing found on him. Why wasn't he allowed to go? And despite, irrespective of that, what they have done is that in due course, they kept adding some sections to the whole case, specifically with respect to section 29, which Divyesh was mentioning. And the argument here, which yesterday Mukul Rohatgi tried to make, is that section 29 deals with the conspiracy, and to create the conspiracy, there needs to be a meeting. There was no meeting because Aryan Khan did not know anybody other than Arbaz Merchant and Arpit, who was not part of the cruise ship. He was staying in, he used to play online poker with with Archit. They say that because he did not know anybody, where is the question of the conspiracy? Now, will be interesting to see the way they have distanced themselves from all the allegations made by Prabhakar Sahil yesterday on Sunday when he spoke to India Today exclusively. In those allegations, he has mentioned Pooja Dadlani, and NCB's reply also mentions that, look at this. Witness is saying that Pooja Dadlani had approached KP Gosavi, who is another witness, and now that means that they will be approaching witness. So till the time the investigation is not over, he should not be let out on bail. That is what
I'm just going to come to the Gosavi and Pooja Dadlani angle in just a bit, Sahil. I just want to focus on what we have right now, and then in part B, we're going to come to the other two as well, and I'll bring you in on that. Let me quickly summarize for our viewers what Aryan Khan's defense in court is right now. We've got a 10-pointer graphic where we're going to tell you what the defense is in court. We've got live updates coming in, but here's what it is. He was caught before any drugs were actually consumed is the main thrust. No medical test was done to show any kind of consumption is point number 2 by the legal defense. Arrested for conspiracy even before the actual drug bust happened. This is what the lawyers are arguing. The event manager was let off, but Aryan Khan was arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau. The drugs were planted on his friend Arbaz Merchant is another allegation that's been made a contention and defense. Nothing to show. I financed illicit trafficking, says Aryan Khan. His lawyers are speaking on his behalf, obviously. Mobile phone not seized. No basis for the WhatsApp chats, which we have detailed and has become the focal point of the arguments in court right now. Archit played poker with Aryan. He is not a drug peddler. He's not one of the other persons who's been arrested. No evidence to prove. I will tamper with the proof or any of the evidence. Entitled to rehabilitation. Law is supposed to be reformative, argues Team Aryan. The legal defense have all been saying basically that. So the 10-point defense is happening right now. As we speak in court, Munmun Dhamecha, who is an actor from Madhya Pradesh, who was also one of the 3 people. Remember, Aryan Khan, Munmun and Arbaz Merchant were arrested on that night along with several others. Those were the 3 prominent faces that came out. Her lawyer, Kashif Ali Khan, is currently arguing inside the court at this point of time. Let's go. Okay, let's go back to our. Okay, let's. While all of this is happening, Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik's fresh attack on NCB Zonal Director Samir Wankhede has come to the fore. The NCP leader has now tweeted a picture of Samir Wankhede's marriage certificate of his first wedding with Shabana Qureshi. Malik has pointed out that the NCB officer's name on the marriage certificate is Samir Dawood Wankhede. We've got wrong images on our screen. We'll just correct those for you in a moment. Maharashtra Minister has alleged that Samir Wankhede is forging his caste certificate to get a job under the scheduled caste quota. No end to Maha Aghadi attack on Mumbai Narcos chief Samir Wankhede. Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik has escalated his tirade against Wankhede, tweeting his photograph from his first marriage with Shabana Qureshi and the purported Nikah Nama, which allegedly shows Samir Wankhede with a Muslim middle name of Dawood. Claiming that the NCB officer used fraudulent means to get a caste certificate and revenue service job under quota despite being a Muslim. Claiming Wankhede's father had converted to Islam, which was illegally changed by the NCB official to get a reservation benefit, which is denied to Dalits who leave Hinduism.
समीर दाऊद वानखेड़े ने फर्जी दस्तावेज के आधार पर शेड्यूल कास्ट का सर्टिफिकेट बनवाया और उस सर्टिफिकेट के आधार पर कंपटीशन में बैठे.
Okay, we'll come to the Narcos versus Netas war in just a moment, because that's a side angle in this entire issue, and there are big questions because there are obviously linkages. It's Sameer Wankhede who is the probe chief into this entire Aryan Khan case, but he's facing an inquiry as well. We'll come to that in a moment. He's currently being questioned, but the Narcotics Control Bureau has opposed Aryan Khan's bail plea in the Mumbai High Court, but this time the probe agency has named Shah Rukh Khan's closest aide, his manager, Pooja Dadlani. The anti-drug agency has accused Pooja Dadlani of influencing witnesses and hampering the ongoing investigation. This after Prabhakar Sahil, an independent witness in the case, has claimed that Kiran Gosavi, the bald guy who took that selfie with Aryan Khan, had met with Pooja Dadlani to allegedly convey an extortion deal proposition. Here's more on that story. Witnesses are being influenced. The investigation is being hampered. Shah Rukh's team is meddling with the probe. This is the charge the Narcotics Control Bureau has levelled in its affidavit in the High Court while opposing Aryan Khan's bail plea. The NCB, for the first time in its written statement to the court, has named Shah Rukh Khan's Woman Friday, his manager, Pooja Dadlani. Pooja Dadlani had been spotted at every court hearing and at Mannat, Shah Rukh Khan's home, time and again since Aryan Khan's arrest. And the NCB alleges that she's been busy influencing witnesses. Here's what the Narcotics Control Bureau affidavit states. Quote, Pooja Dadlani appears to have influenced Punch witness when the investigation is ongoing. Such interference at the stage of investigation is a mala fide attempt to ensure that the same is derailed and the question of truth is obstructed, unquote. The NCB's sensational claim comes after witness Prabhakar Sahil had named Pooja Dadlani, claiming Narcotics Control Bureau agents had sought a bribe via Shah Rukh's manager.
आपने कितने नजदीक से देखा पूजा ददलानी को?
5 फीट की दूरी पे।
अच्छा, एकदम सामने देखा। किसके साथ बात कर रही थी वो?
किरण गोसावी, सैम और ये 3 जन आपस में बात कर रहे थे। मंत्रालय
कैसे की बातचीत हो रही थी?
शायद वही हो रहा था, नहीं तो वो क्यों आती थी वहां पर?
Kiran Gosavi, the witness who infamously took that selfie with Aryan Khan and who India Today tracked down, has denied the allegations.
नहीं सर, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है।
तो प्रभाकर ये इल्जाम आप पर क्यों लगा रहे हैं?
उसने मेरे से मतलब इनडायरेक्टली बोला था कि मुझे पैसा दो, नहीं तो मैं फिर पंचनामे पे जो साइन किया है उसके बारे में मैं कुछ बोल दूंगा। मैं बोला जो बोलना है वो बोलो, बाकी चीजें कोर्ट में देखी जाएगी।
In the midst of all the back and forth in the drug case, the NCB has now dragged in SRK's manager in the case as well. Pooja Dadlani has been Shah Rukh Khan's go-to person for years now. And there has been stoic silence from Dadlani on all the allegations against her.
While the NCB's strongest argument against Aryan's bail is the influencing of crucial witnesses, the narco agency has also put forth several other reasons in their detailed affidavit on exactly why Aryan Khan should remain at Arthur Road Jail even beyond the 19 days he has spent there. The NCB maintains that Aryan was in touch with several international drug peddlers, something that needs to be probed further. The agency has also reiterated that there is evidence that Aryan procured, transported and consumed narcotics. The NCB has also highlighted what it calls Aryan's link to the other accused, particularly friend Arbaz Merchant. The Narcotics Control Bureau is under fire over allegations of extortion and has now hit back with grave charges of Shah Rukh Khan's team attempting to hamper the drug investigation. In such circumstances, will the Bombay High Court grant Aryan Khan bail or rule in the Narcotics Control Bureau's favour? With Kamlesh Sutar, Saurav Vakhtania and Divyesh Singh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today. So just to be clear, the NCB is still opposing bail for Aryan Khan. So I want to now summarize for you, beyond what you've just seen in that report, I want to summarize for you what the NCB's fresh arguments against bail for Aryan Khan at this time currently are. So let's look at those arguments the NCB has been making to oppose Aryan's bail plea. These have been updated arguments. Shah Rukh's manager is trying to influence witnesses. We're talking about Pooja Dadlani. The NCB says she's trying to influence witnesses and therefore bail must not be granted. They say WhatsApp chats about use and procurement of drugs has come out, and you've just heard what Team Aryan has said in response to that. Aryan is in conscious possession of drugs since charas was found on his friend Arbaz. Aryan linked to illicit drug trafficking cartels. Aryan likely to tamper with evidence. All of these are basically the arguments that the NCB has made not once, not twice, but today for the third time. They will be making it in minutes from now when their turn comes to provide the prosecution side to oppose bail for Aryan Khan once again. And we've got some more breaking news coming in from Mumbai. Now, the entire sideshow in the entire Aryan Khan case is, of course, the ironic grilling of Sameer Wankhede, who's facing an inquiry of his own. Heat over extortion allegations. Sameer Wankhede, the zonal director of the Narcotics Control Bureau, was interrogated today by a 5-member team of his own agency. Speaking to India Today, NCB's Deputy Director Gyaneshwar Singh confirmed that Sameer Wankhede recorded a statement over extortion allegations. This comes after a witness in the Cruise drug bust case, Prabhakar Sahil, who spoke first to India Today, pressed a 25 crore rupee extortion charge against Sameer Wankhede. Wankhede, on his part, maintains that all allegations against him are false and baseless.
समीर सर कुछ कहना चाहेंगे सर? नहीं जान के लिए आएंगे सर। आप पर आरोप लग रहे हैं सर, लगातार पर्सनल अटैक हो रहा है। सब झूठे हैं। पर्सनल अटैक लग रहा है सर आप पर। रिप्लाई करेंगे उसका। सर समीर वानखेड़े सीधे बात करने के लिए आप देख पा रहे हैं? कार्यालय से इकट्ठे किए गए हैं, रिकॉर्डिंग और साक्ष्यों को बुलाया गया है। समीर वानखेड़े ऊपर ही है, आज क्या बात की गई है उनसे? उनका बयान लिया जा रहा है।
Aryan Khan finishes 3 full weeks in jail tomorrow. The clock is ticking. The next 48 hours hold the key over whether he will walk out of jail in the next 2 days, or will he next find any kind of relief only on November the 15th and stay at the Arthur Road jail